I'm generally an optimistic person. I think that life is great and things will pretty much always go my way. But at the same time, I've had this fear for a while that perhaps someday I'll end up as a bagman. I know they're completely conflicting to have those two beliefs in my head at the same time, but they're there. My name is Joel Tornatore, and in 1994 I was a software engineer at Sun Microsystems. My boss came to my office and told me I was awarded some stock options for a project I've been working on. Stock options are valuable when the stock goes up. I didn't think these options were worth anything. Sun stock was at $5, and in the history of the company it had never been above $5. In 1998, the internet was just taking off. Sun computers were used to run most of the internet, and the stock doubled. I had forgotten about those stock options, and then one day they just kind of came to mind. I checked my E-Trade account, and my options were worth $500,000. I had this sudden sense of security. I could buy a house. I could pay off my bills. I could buy a new car. I could do all that and still have enough money. If I lost my job, I wouldn't have to work for a year. My fear of being a bagman just went away. My biggest fear now is I could blow it somehow, and the only way to do that was by selling it too early. In 1999, the internet was really taking off. People were using the web to date, to check stock options, to get their news. Even my parents were online. Sun stock had doubled to $20, and I went to my E-Trade account, and I was worth $3 million. That's more money than I thought I'd ever make in my entire lifetime.
I'm free to do what I want any old time. I say, love me, hold me.
At work, there was always these pressures to be what your boss wanted to be and to do what they wanted you to do. And that wasn't me. With this money, I could now be myself. I didn't sell my stock options yet. The Sun executives and the analysts, they said Sun stock was going to keep going up, the profits would keep going up, the revenues would keep going up, and we'd be foolish to sell. In 2000, the internet took off even more. Sun stock went up to $80 a share. I checked my E-Trade screen, and I was worth $15 million. With $15 million, I could live the life.
It's a wonderful night, you gotta take it from me. It's a wonderful night.
Not just having one house, I could have a big house.
Wonderful night, you gotta shake it from me.
And a big house in Europe,
Wonderful night.
and a big house by the beach.
It's a wonderful night.
I could have lots of cars.
Wonderful night. It's a wonderful night.
The internet was just crazy. People were buying pet food. eBay was huge. People were auctioning off junk from their garages and people were paying money for it. Well, eBay ran on Sun computers. I didn't sell my stock options yet. I wanted to be a player. I wanted $30 million. I would be in charge. With $30 million, it's not just about me anymore. Help people. Fund research for cancer. With $30 million, I could create a legacy for myself. My children, my grandchildren, even my great-grandchildren. They'd be set for life. There is no reason to sell Sun stock now. It's only at $80. It's still going up. In early 2001, Sun had a little problem with their earnings. They didn't make as much as everyone had hoped. The stock dropped from $80 to $30. I logged onto my E-Trade account. I lost $10 million. Almost overnight. I was shocked. I was pissed off. I needed that $15 million to be whole again. This can't happen to me. I didn't pay attention to that I was worth $5 million still. All I could think about was the $10 million I lost. But what I realized was, all these people selling their stock at a loss were just panicking. They were foolish. I didn't sell my options yet. I was gonna get back to $15 million and more. Sun continued to have bad results financially. I watched the value of my E-Trade account go from 5 million to 4 million to 3 million to 2 million and right past 1 million to zero. I was worthless. I felt paralyzed and I couldn't react in time. And ultimately, I let it all slip away. As things got worse for Sun, they made less money, and they eventually started laying people off, me included. My options expired worthless, and that was the end of my dreams. I wish I could tell you that this was a wild, fun ride of going up and up and up and then back down again, but it wasn't. It was a horrible experience for me, and all I really remember right now is the ride down. I wish I could tell you that I'm a better person from this experience. Somehow I'm more compassionate, more understanding, but I'm not. I'd be a much better person today if I had that $15 million. Fear is important. Once I got that security, my fear went away. I should have been afraid of losing it all at some point. But I wasn't. Freedom is the most important thing that money can buy. And a house is a place where you live. It doesn't matter how big it is or if you have one in Europe, but it's the freedom that I miss. The freedom to be myself. I spent years thinking about the fact that I just had to press one button and I would have had financial freedom. And I had years to press that button, and I didn't do it. If you just dwell in the past like that, you're wasting your life. You have to realize at some point that life goes on. And you have to walk away.